Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. It is a new week, almost the end of October. We have this week and next week, and we will have completed the month of October. So a little bit past the middle of the month. And yeah, the year is going by quick. And this is in the raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And I was thinking about a topic that we see a lot in different contexts. We talk about it, not too much, but there's a special meaning to this. And this is the topic of the cross. And the question is, what does the cross mean to you? What is the significance of it to you? You know, as I said, the cross is a very well-known symbol. Everyone knows what it is, but it has different meanings to different people. Many use it as a piece of jewelry, others as a lucky charm, or as part of their home decor. But many people are not aware of its origin or true significance. I mean, we see them everywhere. You go to a cemetery and you see them everywhere. In a cemetery, I was driving the other day on the freeway and I saw a cross on the side of the freeway, which indicates that somebody lost their life there. So we see it everywhere. But what is its origin? Well, the Bible talks about it, of course. And Paul says this in 1 Corinthians 1:18. He says, the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are headed for destruction. But we who are being saved know it's the very power of God. So what does the cross mean to you? Paul here is saying that it is the power of God. And Jesus in Mark 8:34 said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. So what he's saying is, you got to take up your cross and follow him. But is that literal? And what does that mean? Well, he said this before he was going to say something very important. He says that we must deny ourselves. Here's the issue. Here's the struggle. Deny ourselves is something that we have a hard time doing. In order to do that, we must first know, the road to the cross that Jesus had to take. And so we have to understand that. The road to the cross where Jesus died is one of power and salvation. In his final days here on earth, Jesus showed us the dignity of the cross through his deeds. If we are to be worthy of carrying the cross, we must follow the same path that he took. And so that begs the question, what makes us worthy of the cross? So we're going to look at some events that took place during the last week of the life of Jesus here on earth. And you might say, well, normally that's something that we talk about during Easter week. But it's something that we should always keep in mind. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. And so we're going to talk about the things that he did here on earth the last week that he was here. We're not going to look at every day, but only some days that I believe that are significant in helping us understand what makes us worthy of the cross. What makes you worthy? So that's the question. What makes us worthy of the cross? And the first thing that I think and that I see in the last week of Jesus' life is recognizing Jesus as a king. That makes us worthy of the cross. And we need to recognize him as king. So I want you to think back to this. It's early on the first day of the week, and Jesus is in a town called Bethany. And he sends two of his disciples to find a young donkey that has never been ridden. They had specific instructions. When they find it, they take it to Jesus. And so Jesus climbs on the donkey's back and begins to make his way into Jerusalem. There's a large gathering of people from all over because of the festivities of the Passover. When the multitude sees that Jesus is riding on the young donkey, they begin to feel excitement because they are reminded of Zechariah's prophecy. Zechariah 9 Zechariah 9:9 says, "Rejoice greatly, daughter of Zion. Shout, daughter of Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." So they recognize Jesus as a king as he enters Jerusalem. They extend palm leaves on the road, and some even their own clothes. And Matthew says that they begin to proclaim, "Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest." And so my question is, how do you react in the presence of a king? The Bible tells us that Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. If we are to be worthy of the cross, we must recognize the kingship of Jesus. What does it mean to be a king? Well, a king is defined as a ruler, a sovereign, a monarch, someone who has authority over others. He has been declared king in the Bible since the beginning. According to Matthew 1, he descends from the royal line of David. In Matthew 2, he is regarded as a king by the Magi. And in John 18, he calls himself king before Pilate. He is declared king at his crucifixion in John 19. God has exalted Jesus Christ to his rightful place as king in Hebrews 1. And in Revelation 1, he rules over all nations. So Jesus Christ is king. As king, we must give him control of every part of our lives. If we haven't done that, then we are not recognizing him as king. And if we cannot recognize him as king, we cannot be worthy of the cross. And I'm going to end it here for today, but we're going to continue talking about this in the next few videos. I hope you have an amazing week, an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.